Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, Twin Flame fam? Divine Love fam. How are you? I am going to do a June overview for this Twin Flame Connection. Yeehaw! I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for all of the likes, subscribes, comments. I love the exchanges that we've been having in the comment section. I also wanted to say thank you so much for those of you who have been contributing with the energy exchange donations. It's just such a nice thing. It's just wonderful to receive, to be supported, to be appreciated in this journey, and know that what's being put out is being received well and appreciated. So thank you for all of that. You guys are the best. I apologize that this is coming a couple days into the month, but it has been an incredibly busy time for my family. All right, we're gonna do a general overview. This is what we can expect to see for this connection for the month of June. Spirit, use me as a clear channel for this message. Please allow only the messages for the highest good of the collective to come through. Thank you for being here and for guiding and for using this time and this message for your highest good as we all transcend into our higher selves and continue to do the work to shift the paradigms of love in this reality. So, first card. I am not going to be surprised at all if the Jason Momoa card comes through, because I don't know why I just felt it. But no, it is not Jason Momoa. It is the God of Love. So this is where the Divine Masculine is, and this is where the Divine Feminine is right now. Convom, the God of Love, and the Goddess of Strength. Really beautiful. Excuse me. The God of Love is literally about recognizing that sometimes the way that people give love is not, the way that they speak love, their love language, so to speak, is not necessarily the same as ours. So in this tale, he comes back to his community with animals that he'd killed. And so what this is saying is, like, for the Divine Masculine in many ways is trying to show his love, his or her love, you know, because it's male, it's energies, not genders, trying to really show their love in the way that they know how. And so feminines, this is a reminder of being aware that just because you speak a certain love language doesn't necessarily mean they will. And so try to speak their language and understand that they really are coming from a space of love and giving you what they can. Okay, so it's like, don't misinterpret their gestures of love. Just because it's not the way what you think or the way you think it should be doesn't mean it's wrong. So Mary Magdalene is one of my favorites. She's kind of a badass, you know. And so this is who, and it's, you know, the number one in this deck. Mary Magdalene is about just this strength, innate strength that the feminine, the Divine Feminine has. Okay, so it's like recognizing that there are times that we need to be strong, and there are also times that we need to kind of lie back and be receptive. And so this is reminding you, so feminines this month are going to be working really on coming into that balance and being able to be strong when necessary, and stepping forward and doing other things, but also recognizing that there's times where it's okay to take a break and to take a step back. And that's where the feminine is going to be this month. So the masculine is going to be learning more about love and how to express love. The feminine is going to be in her strength, but recognizing that it doesn't always have to be a battle, okay? So the shadow energies that they're moving through are separation. So if there are those of you that are in separation and you're feeling very triggered by it, you're feeling a lot of pain from it, recognize that part of why that is happening is so you can learn the lesson of being separate but not alone, if that makes sense. It's like, if you recognize that separation is an illusion and that you're never really separate from your twin or from anybody else, that we're all one and that we're all connected to source, then you can move through these separation energies pretty easily. And communion. This is the light side of this connection, is that moving into communion. And communion is really about this deep connection. Communion is not just about sitting down and having a meal together. Communion is about coming together in union. Literally, that's just what came through to me. And you guys, I have to show you this. Let me move this card out of the way. Look at that. All of these are 11s. 11, 11, 11. Sign of the twin flame. This, guys, by the way, is the union card in this deck. So there may be some of you who will be coming out of separation into union this month. If that happens, when that happens, please let me know, because I just love to hear these great stories, okay? But this is about people literally coming into this inner balance this month. I feel like June is going to be a significant month for that. I feel like it's going to be intense, and that there's going to be a lot of soul death and a lot of people really going through significant transformations, transcending these feelings of separation, that recognizing that we're never really alone. And so it may be coming into spiritual union and feeling that spiritual union with your twin, internally, that internal marriage. And it could actually be, I've been feeling this for a while. You guys probably remember, if you've been listening to my videos for a while, I've been saying that what's been coming to me is that over the summer, that there was going to be massive transformations, massive shifts, and we are in the summer now. And this is really, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rambling right now, but I really want this message to come through, that prepare for union. Literally prepare for union. Do whatever it is that you have to do, so that if your twin flame showed up on your doorstep, that you'd be ready to receive them. And I mean literally whatever you have to do. Clean your house, clean your energy body, and go on a body cleanse, or whatever it is that you feel like you would want to have done in order to come into union. Make sure you're doing that. Commit to doing it, because it is I'm getting the really strong sense that the union is imminent for a lot of people. So yay! Yay, union! Woo! That's super exciting. So I want to go over use the John Holland Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and just go over the energies of the month. Spirit, what are the energies for the month of June for this twin flame collective? Now keep in mind, this is a general reading, so maybe all the messages won't resonate. If you've gotten to this point and it doesn't feel like it's resonating, maybe give it another couple of minutes and see how it feels. And if it doesn't resonate, it's totally okay to navigate away. And not all messages are for everybody, so just keep that in mind. So the overall energies for the month of June, Spirit. Okay. Giving and receiving, another balance card. Spread your wings. Daydreams and decisions. Share the love. Love. I'm not surprised at all. Okay, so this is more balance, okay? This is this union is coming into balance. It's becoming more just more in that space of, so it feels like there was an imbalance before, okay? So it feels like there was one person that was giving and one person that was taking. There was one person that was just really investing a lot, giving a lot, really in this intense spiritual practice, and I'm getting that it's a lot of the divine feminines have been in this space of really giving, and a lot of the divine masculines have been in this space of taking. And then, as you know, for the last, what has it been, like the last 6 weeks, that people have been kind of moving, the feminines have been stepping away, have been maybe going into separation, setting some strong boundaries. And what that has taught the divine masculine in this is that it can't be out of balance. It can't be always someone giving and always someone receiving. There has to be balance. And so this month I get this really strong feeling that things are going to become more balanced. That it's going to be equal give and take, as opposed to just one person taking and one person giving. And this spreading your wings. Someone's ready to fly. Someone's ready to get out of this stagnant energy, get out of the karmic cycles, get out of all the negative limiting beliefs and behaviors, and is ready to fly. They're ready to soar. And this card is Daydreams and Decisions. It's the Seven of Cups in the traditional tarot. And what this is saying to me is that there has been a lot of daydreaming that's been happening, which is good. Daydreaming is good because you want to be able to visualize. Visualizing is like daydreaming it's like daydreaming with intention. And so this is good. We want that daydream energy. We want people to be in that space of really being able to imagine what's going on. But there's also the point where you have to get out of the space of being in a daydream state and getting out of the confusion and uncertainty and make a freaking decision and move forward. And that's what it feels like is going to be happening, is that somebody or both people are going to finally, this connection is going to take a step forward in one direction or another this month. That it's going to be kind of, my mom used to say this all the time, and I hated it, but it's popping up right now, so I'm just going to roll with it. But it's shit or get off the pot time. It's literally like what I'm getting, the energy that's coming through right now is that the daydreaming is there's going to be like something that is going to compel this energy forward, where it's like you get out of the daydream energy and make a decision and move forward. I heard this is coming up for me. I listened to a channeling by, I think her name is Gagan Nagi, and it's Gagan-Nagi. And she mentioned in that channeling that June, I think she said June was going to be a significant time where people were going to have an opportunity to end karmic cycles, and that if they didn't end those karmic cycles, that they were going to have to go back through it again and kind of like start over again. And so that is what's coming through right now for me, is that sense of like it's time, it's decision time, it's go time. And whatever lessons aren't being learned and haven't been learned in this time may have to cycle through again. So then what comes up is this share the love. So two messages coming through with this, that this is the parties want to share that love. The divine counterparts really want to share the love that they have together, really want to get into that space, okay? However, this is also, to me, the Three of Cups is always suggests karmic or third-party situations. So if I might have to sneeze, so okay, I think it passed. If one of you or both of you are in a karmic situation, that karmic situation is going to have to come to an end. Or you're going to stay in that karmic situation and the twin flame connection is going to get put on pause for the time being. But what you can't do is continue to spread your energy around in more than one place. That's literally the message that's coming through. It's like Spirit is kind of like, time for you to make a decision. This is the Lover's card in the traditional tarot, which suggests making a choice. So literally the message that just keeps coming through is like, it's go time, it's choice time. No more, dragging your feet or trying to keep both things going. It's like somebody needs to make a decision, and somebody needs to, that decision is going to compel this connection forward. Now, when I say forward, I don't necessarily mean, there definitely is union in the cards. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely union. There may be some people that will go into separation in this month in order to forward this connection and get the energy moving again, and which will lead to coming back into union. But what I'm getting overall, plain and simple, is that this is a month of decision. This is a month where decisions will be made and choices will be choices will be made, decisions will be made, and that is going to compel this connection forward, or the individuals in the connection forward in a really positive way. So I'm going to move these aside. So where is the Divine Feminine this month? Seeking the truth, healing, and breathing. Divine Feminines, these are all like mental space cards. So it feels like a lot of you have gone into, or well, it is already June, so you're going to be in this space of really analyzing and critically thinking about things that are going on, but it's also about seeking the truth. Okay, so there may be some of you that are going to be reaching out for private readings. It may be looking at books and different things that you might want to read, that will help you get more truth and more knowledge. I get a lot of feminines going into this real intense spiritual practice. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you go into like fasting this month and do that. If you do that, do it under a doctor's supervision, but meditating more, really just committing to seeking the truth and peeling back the layers. And then there's going to be more and more healing that's going to come. Okay, this is going to be more healing. This card says healing begins, but it feels like the healing has already been happening. It's going to intensify and it's going to deepen. And the feminine is going to learn how to breathe. Just be in that space of mindful breathing, of taking a pause, of not needing to take action immediately when something happens, just being able to sit with whatever triggers are coming and being with that in that space. So where is the Divine Masculine? Balance. This is the Temperance card, guys. This is, to me, if you look at this as the marriage between the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, to me, this always literally, even though it's not necessarily like labeled as a twin flame card in the book or anything, that's what it always strikes me as, because they're merged together. They're coming into balance. It's a Temperance card. It's like inner marriage. It's inner balance. This is what's happening with the Divine Masculine this month. They're also stepping into higher wisdom. So I'm getting from this is that they are seeking out teachers. So they may be looking at, they may start looking at YouTube videos and reading books and start exploring this concept more. Because what I'm getting is that even if y'all are in separation, they can't get you out of their head. And no matter how it ended, or why you went into separation or whatever is going on, even if it was really quote unquote bad, that they're still not able to get rid of you in their mental space. They're really trying hard, because they're like, trying to cleanse you out, but they're kind of like in that movie Brokeback Mountain, like, why can't I quit you? Or I wish I could quit you. That's sort of the energy that I'm getting. And so they're going to start moving into the space of looking for wisdom, just like you are, and also beginning to speak more and teach more on it. So I would be surprised if you start seeing hearing about your masculine stepping more into a teacher role. Embrace. This is the World card in the traditional tarot. This is about the end of a cycle and a new beginning. This is literally about the last card. Okay, first of all, let me point out, the feminine has all like mental space cards. The masculine has all major arcana. The masculines, like if you're a Divine Masculine watching this, put on your spiritual seatbelt, because you're going to be in for a ride this month. Like, I really get the sense that there are going to be some things, really good things, really challenging things, but just be prepared, because there is an end to cycles that are coming. Now, first of all, this is also saying like the world is at your feet. If you look at this, it's like he's like Bruce Almighty in this card. He's like, the world is at his feet. Dreams are ready to manifest. Things will be falling into place for the Divine Masculine this month. But that also means that there are things that are going to have to fall out of place, because it's like, if there's anything that is in their life that is not of the highest energy, of the highest good, not meant to be, that shit's gonna fall away whether they like it or not. Y'all keep clinging on to things that you're not supposed to be holding on to anymore, and you need to let it go. I'm reminded of, like a little kid that this came up for me earlier this week in a reading, and I'm just going to share it again here. I'm reminded of like when my daughter was little and she was teething. I used to give her these things called teething biscuits, and they were like little crackers that she could just gum on it, and it would like soothe her gums. But they would get messy and they'd get all gooey and gross, and so there would be times where I'd be like, okay, that's enough with that one, and I'd take it away from her, and she would like have a total freaking fit because I took away her chewed up nasty ass teething biscuit. But I wasn't taking it away to be mean. I was taking it away to give her a good one that she could start over with. And she didn't know that she'd have a fit. And a lot of masculines right now are like clinging to this old chewed up gummy biscuit, i.e. karmic relationships, karmic cycles, things like that. That's just gross and it's worn. It's time to get rid of it and time to create something and bring something new. But when spirit comes in to take it away, they like freak out and cling to it, even though on a spiritual higher level they know that it's time to let that shit go. So and just be prepared for that, masculines. There's going to be a lot of shifts and a lot of changes that are coming, so be sure that you're as prepared as you can be for your life completely transforming in a month, because that's what it feels like is going to happen. So what can we expect from this connection over this month? Strengthening bonds, new beginnings in the material world. Third eye chakra, increased insights, wisdom, and challenging times. Alrighty. I want to actually pull 3 more from a different deck just because I feel led to. So let me shuffle really quick. And as I shuffle, I'm going to explain this. The strengthening bonds is like a new beginning in the physical material world. So if you've been in separation, no communication, no contact, I really get that you'll be hearing from your counterpart this month, that there will be some strengthening of the bonds. So if the connection ended poorly, if it was negative, if there was tension, if there was drama, that or if it was just not even tension or drama, it was just kind of like we went our separate ways because of different things, then you come back, someone's going to come back, and I get that it's going to be the one who ended contact that's going to come back and want to strengthen bonds. So it'll be like apologizing for why they left, or explaining what happened, but it's going to lead to a deepening of the bond between the two of you. And part of why that's going to happen is because there's this third eye chakra, that wisdom that's going on. So the third eye chakra is about intuition, it's about insight. So what I'm getting from this is that the I guess we can call it like the runner twin in this particular case, is going to start getting some intuitive insight. So I get the sense that spirit is going to be like really working overtime with them and helping them to, helping to open their third eye chakra. They're going to start seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities. That may even be why they come back. And it may even be why they come back and want to strengthen those bonds, because I get the sense that they may be, they may start seeing more and more signs and synchronicities, seeing your name everywhere they go. They just can't get rid of you. They're like, what the F is going on here? That's kind of the sense that I'm getting. And it's spirit trying to open their third eye chakra and give them the intuition. So there will be some challenging times. And like I said, whenever you're going through a major transformation, of course it's going to be challenging. It's like, when you start working out after you haven't worked out for a while, it's not like it's just easy. You get sore, you get tired, your body aches, there's all of those things that happen. So challenging times don't necessarily mean bad times. It just means that it's challenging. Any kind of growth is challenging. So the next card that I pulled is the Eight of Shells. It's a quest and a renewal. The Queen of Acorns, passion and creativity. And the King of Crystals, courage and commitment. So this is what's happening this month, is that people are going on a quest. Both parties, one party, are going on this quest of inner wisdom, inner knowledge, achieving in the material world. There's a lot that's going on, but there's a renewal that's happening. Okay, so I expect that for a lot of people, there's going to be a renewal to this bond, new love, a renewal to the love, really feeling deeply connected, deeply passionate toward one another. A lot of passion and creativity that's going to be coming out. Some of you will be stepping into your mission, if you haven't already, this month, and you'll be creating more and more powerful, beautiful things. I expect like an upsurge in creativity this month. But somebody is going to step into their courage. Somebody's going to get courageous and recognize that they have been living a small life because they've been afraid, and they're going to step up and they're going to step into committing to their higher purpose and their higher good. What I'm noticing here, by the way, is a king and a queen. Okay, so there is some balance. I really get that both parties are rising up into their divinity in ways that they haven't in the past, and it's going to be freaking beautiful to watch. Excited. Excuse me. This is going to be an interesting month for you guys. So, let's see. Divine Feminine expectations. I'm just going to pull. Wonderful. Divine Feminine expects that this is going to be a challenging and a growth-filled time, but it's because people are mastering themselves. This is overcoming addictions, overcoming limiting beliefs, limiting behaviors, old things that don't serve you anymore. So the Feminine's ready for it. I feel like the Feminine is kind of like put on her armor, and she's ready to like go into spiritual battle, because this isn't about, I'm not talking about, this is not a physical, I'm talking about a spiritual thing, okay? To ascend, I don't necessarily like the term like warfare, because I don't necessarily believe in this, in like dark entities and energies, that kind of stuff. There is like limiting beliefs, right? There is like our lower level energies that try and keep us playing small because that's what we're accustomed to. And so the Feminine is like, look, I understand that in order to transcend and to become who I'm meant to be and to become my full, highest, vibrant feminine self, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to require some growth, and growth is always requires doing new things in a new way. But she's ready for it, because she's ready to master this energy. She is super, super ready. So the masculine is 3 of crystals, collaboration and productivity, and the Chariot. This is the move card. So he's ready. The divine masculine, he or she is ready for collaboration. They're ready to be more productive, and they're ready for forward motion. They've been stagnant long enough. They're ready to move this thing forward. This is like, enough is enough. No more, dragging my feet on my destiny. It's time for me to move forward and to take the bull by the horns, so to speak, and get things done. That's really what they want. It's beautiful. So, what are, excuse me, the fears of the feminine? The Star, peace and healing, and rest and reconsider. So the feminine is a little bit afraid to let the throttle off, is what I'm getting from this. Like, so the Star is like, she's ready for peace and healing, but she's a little bit afraid of it because she's a little bit concerned. They are a little bit concerned about what that means. If you get peace and healing, what if that means you have to end this connection? What if it means you have to go into separation or stay in separation? So there's some fear about that. And there's also some fear about rest and reconsideration. So it feels like a lot of the feminines have been really, really committed to this journey, and have been kind of, pedal to the metal, full throttle forward. And it's like, at this point, the feminine just needs a time of peace and healing. It's like, you just need, it's totally okay to push the pause button on a twin flame connection and spend some time just enjoying yourself and feeling the peace and having the healing. It's like occupying your time with fun things that bring you joy and fulfillment is totally okay. So don't be afraid to take that time to rest and reconsider. If you're feeling led to take a rest and take a break from the connection for a while, go ahead and do it. It's totally fine to take that break, okay? Don't feel like you can't. Reconsider your options, reconsider your approaches. That's another thing. Maybe you just need to get a different perspective on the connection in order to move it forward. So what are the divine masculine spheres? The Emperor and Confront. I'm going to scoot that up. So the divine masculine, and this is kind of funny, like, they know that they are being called. The Emperor to me is the divine masculine, okay? they know that they are being called to step into this emperor energy, but they're afraid. There's this quote by the American novelist Erica Jong that she says, what happens when you take responsibility? A terrible thing, nobody to blame. And so the divine masculine is like in this space of understanding that they're being called to this. They're being called to step up. They're being called to go to higher levels and do things in a different way. And they're afraid of it because then they don't have anybody to blame for it. It's like once you kind of release the past, so for example, you guys know that I was a therapist for a number of years. And it was like, oftentimes I would have people come into my office and they'd be like, oh, but I behaved this way because I was a victim of abuse when I was a child. And there comes a certain, and that's true, like, don't get me wrong, like, people adopt certain ways of behaving and certain ways of being because of things that they endure as a child. Or earlier in their life, defense mechanisms, so on, belief systems, so on and so forth. But there comes a point where you have to kind of take responsibility and be like, okay, yeah, I was, neglected or I was abused as a child, but I'm no longer a child. How long am I going to let this circumstance that happened to me when I was, 8 or 5 or whatever, impact or control how I live today? And that was a lot of the work that I would do with people. And that's, I feel like what the divine masculine is going through right now is understanding, like, yes, having those experiences can totally fuck you up and you can end up with like issues and whatever. But at a certain point, you have to you choose to take responsibility for how you continue to play those patterns out in your life and make the shifts. And so where the masculine is right now is kind of hesitating to take that step into taking responsibility. Like, yes, my parents were not great. Yes, this happened. And I'm, a grown-ass man, grown-ass woman now, and now it's my choice to determine how I'm going to go forward. I'm going to choose to go do some work around this. I'm going to choose to forgive. I'm going to choose to ascend, all of those things. And I feel like that's where the masculine is. But they're also in this space of having some fear about confronting their shadow side. I always feel this with this card. It always reminds me of like the just that sense of not wanting to confront that stuff. It's like, looking at yourself in the mirror and kind of having to face the awfulness of who you are, or who you've been, not who you are, because it's like, just because you've done shitty things or because you haven't been the person that you want to be doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you haven't been fully awakened. Feminines go through that too. Everybody goes through it. It's part of growth. It's not a judgment. It's not anything to be ashamed of. It's like, just recognize it and move forward. But it's like those movies where people can't go any further until they've faced themselves in the mirror and they see all their darkness and they see everything that's, yucky about them and they have to face it. That's where the masculines are this month, okay? So things are happening, the veils are being lifted, and they're having to confront themselves, confront their shadow material, confront the things that they've been hiding, and it's going to help them step into this emperor energy, okay? So, like I said, divine masculines, buckle your spiritual seatbelts. Let's see, where do we go from here? What feels like it wants to come out right now? Some Romance Angels cards. Spirit, what's ahead for the connection this month romantically? Lay down. Making the effort. Trust. Honeymoon. Playfulness. A precious time. And healing family issues. The song that's playing in the background, in case you're wondering, is Lay Down by Sun Little. Run around. So, romantically, the situation is calling for you to have faith. I'm literally doing my happy dance right now, and I'm just feeling all of this, okay? I feel like this month is like going to be intense. It's going to be, there's going to be a lot happening, but it's all good, you guys. It's all freaking good. It's all getting us to where we want to be, which is ascended and, you know, rising above and being the freaking badasses, spiritual badasses that we are called here to be. So a situation is calling for you to have faith. So if you're in a situation in a, you know, divine counterpart connection that doesn't freaking feel like it's going anywhere, or you're like, I don't see how this is ever going to happen. This is so broken. It's so damaged. Like, we've caused each other so much pain that we can't even begin to, I can't even, you know, imagine how this is going to happen. Well, that's where you have to have some trust, okay? Have some trust about this, about things, because the situation is calling for you to have faith, because again, this is about your spiritual evolution. This isn't about necessarily coming into union or any of that stuff. It's about evolving and growing as a human, as a spiritual being. And make the effort, okay? It says great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. That means if you've been guided to meditate for an hour every day, well, make the freaking effort, okay? If you've been guided to journal, if you've been guided to whatever, if you have been feeling prompted to do something and you haven't done it, do it. Do not be the only thing standing in your way of union, okay? Take the steps that you're guided to take. Allow yourself to experience that yummy goodness of being a person who's committed to their own growth. So if you feel, again, like if it's like, I want to clean my closet out, or I want to make my house more twin flame ready, then do it. Whatever it is, make the effort. This honeymoon energy, what I'm getting from this is that for those of you that do come into union this month or come into reunion, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll stay together, but there may be just a weekend or something where you come into honeymoon time. Just be with that. If you have that opportunity with your twin, be with that energy, okay? You don't need to talk about anything heavy. You don't need to, it doesn't need to be like these serious major conversations. Just enjoy being together. If you're not in communication, if you're in complete separation, then it's the honeymoon card to me is about enjoying your life. Even if you don't have that connection, enjoy your life. Go out with your friends. Just be in that space of bliss for yourself. Again, we cannot be dependent on being in union or in communication with our partners to be able to find bliss. If we're that dependent, then we're missing the point, and we need to do some more work, okay? Be playful. This connection, because it's so freaking intense, can cause people to lose a lot of their youthful energy. It can really cause them to feel like just that intensity of pressure and all of you. Well, you guys know, you're on the journey. You know what I'm talking about. So it's like, recapture the romance by being playful. Have some fun. You don't necessarily, it doesn't have to be all dramatics and intense all the time. Just go play. Go swing on a swing if you can. Whatever. Just have fun. Tap into that playfulness. And that will help bring that romance back. But also romantically, it's healing family issues, because a lot of times for a lot of people, the biggest blocks to connections, to healthy romantic connections, are the freaking family issues that we bring with us into this life, that we've brought into it with us, through the collective unconscious, but also through our own experiences here on earth and our own earthly families. So a lot of healing family issues is going to happen this month. That's going to help to recapture the romance and benefit your love life in this connection. So it's really, really beautiful. So some advice from Spirit. Spirit, can we have some advice for the watchers on how to navigate this month? This is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck by Doreen Virtue. Spirit, just some advice on how to navigate this month, please. A new dawn is ahead. The worst is behind you and positive new experiences are on the horizon. That's awesome. Watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. Yes, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So if any of you were questioning about whether this is your twin, whether this connection is real, Spirit's like, yes, your intuition is correct. So perfect. So trust your intuition. Watch your thoughts, okay? I say this all the time. You guys might get tired of me saying it, but really this is saying about being mindful about what you're putting out in the universe. If you're thinking negative thoughts, if you're thinking things like, oh, my twin is just being a piece of crap right now, well, that is not positive, loving energy. We need not to have that. So make sure you're watching your thoughts. You're sending love and light and positive energy to them, because that's what needs to happen. Might be very, very mindful of what's happening in your mental space and allow this new dawn to come, okay? The worst is behind you. It's like whatever you've been dealing with recently has been intense. I've been feeling it. I've been seeing it in my readings. I've been seeing it with the clients that I've been working with. This shit's been intense, but it's over. The worst is over. Now we're headed to this new dawn and things are about to shift for the better. So Spirit just wants you to know that, to just be mindful that yes, it's felt intense. Yes, it's felt incredibly difficult, but that part is over, and Spirit just wants you to know to stay focused on that new dawn, okay? Stay focused on the positive new experiences that you want to create for yourself. So I'm going to move this aside. And then Spirit, some final messages from, I'm going to put this back because it just jumped in, but if it jumps out again, that's why. Holy cow. Trust, it jumped out. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. This card came out. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is available to you. Follow it with faith. Very much in alignment with the cards that just came out. Spirit, one more message from around this twin flame connection, please. What do we need to know, Spirit? What do we need to know for the month of June? The first card that came out. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow your guidance. You guys, I'm telling you. And look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Aw, they love you and they want you to know it. Aw, I'm loving this. So overall, it feels like June is going to be a really intense month. It's going to be a lot of transformation, a lot of shifts, but it's going to be very positive. And yeah, I keep hearing it, just prepare for union. For those of you that have been doing the work, just prepare for union, prepare for things to shift and for energies to come back and for to hear communication from your divine counterpart in this month. Let me know how this resonates for you. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you want to book a private reading. I do have some availability at this point, and I would love to help you in your journey. So I hope this reading resonates. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.